All right, let's take you to Capitol Hill, where House leadership is speaking with reporters. House Speaker Mike Johnson was just asked about the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Let's see what he had to say.
Day to keep everybody rowing in the same direction. This morning at our weekly conference meeting, we discussed the upcoming schedule, given the Democrats' endless efforts to politicize the Epstein controversy and that whole investigation. I want to be clear about this. There's a reason behind what we are doing here. We have a responsibility, actually a dual responsibility here, okay? I've been on record very clearly that I believe in maximum transparency. I think every single House Republican will say the same thing. In fact, they've told me that publicly and privately. They talk about this. We want maximum transparency. We also understand the other part of that duty is that we have to protect innocent victims, okay? We have to do both things at the same time. What do we mean by that? Look, involved in the Epstein evil, okay, which is what it was. Just call it what it was. There are innocent victims of those unspeakable sex crimes, okay? Some of them were minors, some of them were not. When the Epstein records are turned over to the public, which we must do as quickly as possible, we have to also be very judicious and careful about protecting the innocent. I think everybody in the country should understand the necessity of that. It is the standard. I used to be a litigator. It's the standard in the court of law and the courts. It's the standard in law enforcement. Anyone who's served in law enforcement understands the necessity of that. It is the standard with government agencies. We protect the innocent. So we cannot be careless in an open release like that. You have to be very careful. The president himself has said that he wants maximum transparency and all credible evidence to be turned over to the American public so that everyone can make their own decisions. We're owed that. And we want any individual who's been involved in any way in the Epstein evils to be brought to justice as quickly as possible. And the law should be brought down upon their head. We're unequivocal about that, okay? We have to make sure that the credible evidence is revealed, and we're doing that. The president has made a request to the courts in the grand jury testimony and the files there, for example. And the court should turn that over, and that will be a continuing and ongoing quest. Now, what we refuse to do is participate in another one of the Democrats' political games. This is a serious matter. We are not going to let them use this as a political battering ram. The Rules Committee became the ground for that.
All right, you've been listening to House Speaker Mike Johnson claiming that the Democrats' obsession with Jeffrey Epstein is less to do with their obsession and more to do with the fact that he is all about transparency and that he wants transparency and he wants to protect those who are innocent with regards to some of those files. So we're going to see what happens in the next couple of weeks. We know that the DOJ is now looking to have a conversation with Ghislaine Maxwell, who, as you know, is serving time in prison for her association with Jeffrey Epstein. But it was, of course, Republicans led by the president himself who repeatedly throughout the last several years have talked about Epstein and the Epstein files and wanting them released. And all of a sudden, now that the president is in office, it doesn't seem to be a priority for some of those same people. We'll see what happens in the days and weeks ahead.